any means necessary. To our last breath, to the last play, we hunt. When we bleed, it's orange and green. War ready is the phrase often used. Around these parts, it's game time. No need to turn back the hands of time. We back like we never left. One thing that'll never change is the brand, the you.
Welcome back to the Games Get Played Network. We are back to discuss the NC State versus Miami recap. Everybody got their opinions, but at the end of the day, the games have to be played. You have to line it up and see how you come out on the other side of it. Miami ends up victorious 41-7. 41-0 in my book. They got a touchdown in garbage time with they starters still in the game. We playing the second and third straight defense. But I do want to make a quick shout out, man. We did the ticket giveaway for the NC State game. AB Mo had the exact score prediction that I had. Actually, we had the score 41-27. So that was my score prediction. I gave the tickets out. He was able to go to the game and enjoy the game. Great atmosphere. I'm sure at some point Twan will plug the pictures and videos and everything like that. So I believe that was 4 games this year where we gave the tickets away, and we didn't just do like light games, right? Like we gave the tickets away. USF, that was a ranked matchup. I think them tickets was going for about $300 or $400 a piece. So definitely appreciate all the support from everybody tuning in to the channel. We'll continue to keep releasing the content on a weekly basis all the way until the season ends, and then beyond in the off season. So without further ado, Miami won 41-7. If you didn't tune in to the game, NC State got boat raced. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. This is the first complete game of the season that Miami has played. I personally do not think Miami played a complete game until this one, right? 4 quarters, each phase of the team executed, and they was able to pull out a win. Right? Carson Beck, since throwing the interception or the 2 interceptions at SMU, he really been on a tear, man. He's completing probably about 75%, close to 80% of the passes, 4 touchdowns and 500 plus yards, since that hiccup game that Miami had. Pringle obviously had a breakout game. Great game by him. The change of pace was needed. Marty Brown, he performed pretty well. I don't think that was a fumble, by the way. I don't think he made enough of a football move, but, they let that stand. And Keelan Marion led us in receiving, and Malachi had 2 touchdowns. So that's the overall stats for Miami. Y'all know what happened with NC State. CJ Bailey had 80 passing yards at one point. He threw 2 picks. They top running back that was leading the ACC in rushing before the game. He had -2 yards for the game, and now he's no longer leading the ACC. So them boys had 143 yards of offense for an entire game, and they had less than 100 yards before we took the starters out on defense. So, fellas, man, how y'all feeling about what happened?
Man, I feel good about what happened, man. We came out hot, we stayed hot. That's exactly what I wanted. Came out hot, stayed hot.
Hey man, I love to see that. I'm pleased like with everything that happened in that game. You know, got the young guy some PT like y'all said last time. You got your backup quarterback some PT. It wasn't as why I said it wasn't Emory Williams sorry ass the whole time. But yeah, I love everything about that game.
I think that probably the best thing about the game for me is we did not get out coached in no aspect. Like I told everybody, and this was so we made the video, but even leading up to it, I was like, listen, Dawson is going to be his biggest of bags. And he said in the press conference, oh, we didn't change anything. Bullshit. All right. He did not call the same run game. He realized the personnel he had, and he opened up the run game and allowed Pringle to do different stuff. Yes, we still did run some inside zone, but it wasn't 90% inside zone, right? We gave the defense a bunch of different looks, and Pringle's burst and his vision is like he a true freshman, and apparently nobody else on this team has that type of patience and vision. Like he can wait enough, but he also knows when to go. So he not getting hit in the backfield. Like he take that little hezzy, and then as soon as he see it, he hit it, and boom, now he got 4 or 5 yards. Like if he was bigger and had a little more weight on him, when he's taking some of those initial pops, he would stay up. But the way he's bursting and he get that first 4 or 5, bro, none of our running backs look like that all year. So
He kind of I'm gonna go old school. I feel like he kind of remind me of Clinton Portis, how patient he is with the running. Because it's like like you said, he's very explosive, but he's like a track guy, ain't he? He was a track star, wasn't he? Because that boy fast.
yeah, nah, he definitely top end speed for sure. You know, he added the weight and stuff on, but yeah, when he was in high school, yeah, top end speed.
Yeah, definitely a Clinton Portis type runner in my eyes. Like he really good with it.
So, did y'all think that was a fumble by Marty Brown?
Man, nah.
Yeah, to me it looked. I don't know if the angle I seen, but to me it looked like a fumble though. Like he had possession of the ball, but at the same time he did it. But the defender did hit the ball in a good spot where he coughed up the ball though. That's how I
So in
feel.
my opinion, my bad. Oh, in my opinion, I don't think it was a fumble. I feel like when he caught it and as soon as he was turning around, like he didn't. I don't feel like he had enough of a football play, as they say, for him to be a fumble. Because usually you take like 3-4 steps and they were like, okay, yeah. I feel like he took maybe like one, almost 2 steps, and when he was turning around, that's when I feel like he was getting hit. I probably have to look at the play again, but I don't think it was a fumble.
So I think he took 2 full steps for sure. I think my problem with it though is it was basically like a little dump pass, and it was a catch. And to me, so let's back up. The hit was fire.
Oh
That
yeah,
boy knocked his mouthpiece off his
oh
helmet.
yeah,
Like,
it flew.
Yeah, it was a good hit. It was a good hit.
Even
That's
the
what I'm
announcer
saying.
said something about the mouthpiece.
yep, great hit, clean hit. It was bang bang, and they did call it a fumble on the field. That's the only reason why I think it stood, because when you did slow it down, I don't think it was enough to overturn it either way. So if they had originally not called it a fumble, I thought that it would have stood. But I mean, we responded though. See, that's the one thing about it. Like, we didn't let it bother us or
And let it
whatever.
affect.
Like, nothing.
So I called 3 picks. I wanted 2 pick sixes. Got 1 pick six. We were supposed to have 3. One of the interceptions, or the last one I thought was supposed to be an interception, like maybe he dropped it or something. I can't remember, but we were supposed to have 3 picks, and we showed out though. Boy got 2 basically back to back picks.
The back.
So
Boy Thomas, boy.
Tom is ready, man. I feel
Yeah,
like
he came in that game prepared. He needed to show like he came in that game prepared, and we needed that on defense. That I just feel like him doing that on defense just made the whole defense capitalize on defense. That just gave them motivation. We need to play.
y'all seen when he ran it back, he called Bailey to him like, "Come here."
Yeah. Come get yours. Pop them. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I didn't see it during the game. I saw it afterwards. He has a have y'all seen his back plate?
Who?
You saw
No,
the
I
back
ain't see
plate?
it. No, I ain't see
Okay.
the back
So
plate
on his
now.
back plate, he got basically like a rest in peace Sean Taylor back plate that he be playing with, but it's written though. It ain't even printed. Like, it's
Yeah.
he got like a RIP Sean Taylor thing on his back plate, and it say something like, like admiring greatness or chasing greatness or whatever. It say like rip Sean Taylor. But and that kid ain't even from here. You get what I'm saying? Like, he a transfer coming from, Middle Tennessee and Tennessee and stuff, like nowhere near the area, but just understanding like, hey, like it's some ones, really came through here. And he was needed to make those kind of plays, because Keontae Scott not playing honestly scared me personally. I didn't think we were going to lose, but I thought we would give up more points, because he really had, like, he was like the eraser back there. Like, a lot of them blitzes, bro, and just different things with how fast he was playing. But, I think everybody on the defense stepped up. Bryce almost had, I knew he could have, but he almost had 2 interceptions. He ended up with none. But that boy CJ was trying it. That first ball he threw to Jit that was on the sideline, and Bryce almost snagged it. When I seen him do that, I was like, okay, you're throwing multiple interceptions today, because Bryce, you gonna try Bryce, and he played, man, and that boy Jacoby made him pay, man. It was a great game by the defense.
I mean, I felt like he was a. I mean, I felt like he was scared back there, man. I mean, probably the best D line he done ever seen. So we shook him up a little bit. He was scared back there in that backfield, just throwing the ball up in the air. That he was doing. He was scared back there in that backfield. That's all it was. He
I
wasn't ready for
told
that pressure,
y'all.
man. He wasn't ready for that pressure, dog.
I told y'all what was gonna happen with that D line, bro.
Hmm.
My two beasts down there, man. They forced so much that you can tell that Bailey was not comfortable at all. And then he didn't scramble but a few times. That was at the end of the game. Kept that boy like silent, man. He didn't know what to do. But I know you asked last time, like, who you want a potential future quarterback throwing all those picks. I don't know if he coming to you after that game.
I will say this, man. 2 things. One, we had crazy pressure on him all game. We only had 1 sack though. Like, that's one of them games where if you looked at the stat sheet for sacks, you would be like, man, they ain't do nothing. But if you turn the film on, you like, bro, he's slick. He was uncomfortable almost every snap, and they only had 140 yards. 140 yards of offense is crazy. Like, we got to get a defense they respect, bro. They done had 2 games this year. When we played the Florida Gators, we held them to like 140 or 160. And then this game, 143 yards. That's insane to hold a team to that little amount of y'all. Like, not no FCS or whatever. Like, no, that's crazy, bro.
But we already know, man. This is one of the best defenses we had in a long time, like top notch. And like you said, that was without Keontae Scott playing too. So, and he's still dealing with the leg injury, so he might not even be back for next game. So, but yeah, I love this team, man. Well,
Yeah,
I ain't
I
gonna say
love no, I ain't
I
no,
love the
no.
defense.
You can say you love this team because that team that showed us, Saturday, that's the team I need for the rest of the season. That's the
Yep,
team I need for the rest of the season. That's the best we've been. That's the best we to me. That's the best we played since the
right.
beginning of the season.
The most complete game, and Beck did his thing, man. Like,
Exactly. He came out hot on the ball, taking his reads, making the right reads, making the right ball, and then we came together as an offense. Put Tony in that Wildcat, and we needed that too, man.
hey, I told y'all they give so much cushion that Tony was gonna have a pretty good, decent underneath receiving yards, and that he actually, made something of
Hmm.
them too. Because they give so much cushion when they play, and they just, they allow too much underneath. So, but Beck, I feel like he robbed himself of two passes that he could have threw touchdowns on, but he made the passes, but he could have threw a little further in front of the
Hey, we
receiver,
could.
and
Hey,
he could
Tony
have
could
had
have had
two
two
additional
on.
touchdowns for himself.
Tony could have had two on. He just overthrew it. Tony could have
Oh
had the two
yeah, yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah.
I
That
mean, he could
yeah,
have
he
had them two
overthrew
good
Tony,
passes,
but
man.
yeah, but he was settling in. He got comfortable, and he started ripping them apart.
The Dawson said, so I actually missed that play when Tony, I had to go, um I had to leave the house during the game. So I missed the play when he was throwing that ball to Pringle and he overthrew him for the touchdown.
Oh yeah,
And then came right back and Beck hit him for the touchdown.
yeah,
But then they called it back talking about illegal motion or whatever it was. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. And he
that's the
still
second
scored.
TD of the year that they done took off the board from him specifically for an illegal motion. Because they did the same thing FSU. But that time it was Keelan Marion. And that was I think that was like a 60-yard touchdown. And it was crazy because no lie, that might have been his best play of the season. He got up out of there on them boys, went and scored, and they threw that flag, bro. FSU, I was hot. But one thing I'll say is Dawson said about Tony, he was like, the crazy thing is with the throwing, he was like, he don't even need to warm up like regular quarterbacks. Dawson said that boy, because he said they looked at the game tape and all of that, and he was like, I mean, y'all saw what he did, and he was like, and I was trying to let people know this before the game. Malachi isn't the one read pass guy. And Dawson
Mm-hmm.
specifically said, he said, hey, normally when you do that play, there's one read only. But he said because Malachi can throw
He's
the
the quarterback.
ball, he understands defense. He was like, there was multiple reads. He said Malachi went to his first read, which was the post. He said it
Right.
wasn't open. So then he was like, and we saw what he did. He was like, he threw JoJo a seed, like right
Okay.
there in stride or whatever. And he was like, when they reviewed it in the quarterback room, the quarterbacks is like, nah, that was
What
one
I
of them.
told you.
It was
What
like
did I
that.
tell y'all? I say he looked like the best quarterback on the team,
Yeah, that was
basically.
good by he making his reads like that though. Like you, that's good, dog. That was good. That was good. That was good right there by him though, making his reads right to make the right reads and stuff like that.
Hey, but we gotta shout out Keelan Marion, man. That boy did his thing. That boy
Hmm.
was that play I told you that I feel like he could have scored a touchdown if Beck would have threw it deeper. He smoked Buddy off the line.
Yeah,
He smoked Buddy off the line.
the last two games, he been really the last three, even though he didn't go crazy SMU. But I want to touch on something real quick. I really wish JoJo had scored on that play right? Malachi throw. So the first thing is, I felt like even if that first read was open, I think Malachi was gonna throw that ball to JoJo anyway. Honestly, I think he was like, "Nah, I'm about to get my dog the ball." So
Yeah.
that's my personal take. Because if y'all saw how happy he was when he threw that ball and JoJo caught it and he thought he was finna score, that boy Malachi was back there going crazy, So that was good to see. But with Keelan Marion, man, one thing I want to point out is Dawson said this like 3 weeks ago about why he plays. And people, they kind of, overlooked it. That kid's attitude has a lot of the reason why he's playing. Dawson said, no matter what, he comes to practice every day, energetic. He's always smiling. He's never complaining. You can coach him hard. He ain't pouting. And he comes to play. So he wasn't producing enough for me earlier in the year. But the more JoJo has played, it's clear to me why Keelan Marion was getting the majority of the snaps. I do think JoJo was coming along, and I like to see it. Like the throw that Malachi made, that's gonna give him confidence. But to me, there's no more questioning what's going on with this staff, in my opinion, because people was asking about Lyle. You see how that's been going. People was asking about JoJo. You see how that's going. There's nobody else that people was really questioning, right? Them was the big two guys, like we're number one and we're number two. And now we see it, bro. Like at the end of the day, we could just get it out the way now. That portal is coming for Lyle. We was talking about this before the video, but the man cursed out Fletcher, snapped on Matt Merritt. Like, that's it for Lyle, bro. I don't expect to see him really play. And if I saw the post come up to say, hey, I'm entering the portal, even though it's not official, I wouldn't even be surprised, bro. Lyle is cooked. I don't expect to see Lyle no more.
Hey man, that's big though. Like attitude, like touching on Marion. Like that's what you call coachable. Basically, everything you just said, that's what you want to see out of a player. So coachable that he's not gonna complain. You tell him, oh, he messed up or whatever, he gonna learn from what he messed up at and come back and correct it. So that's why, like you said, that's why he's been getting the PT and everything else, and he been showing out too. The last 2 games, Marion has been balling. And touch on Lyle. He's making mistakes to the point where he's going to transfer, right? But you another team, you like he cussed out such and such. He's talking back to the coaches, like people don't like that.
That wasn't even allowed in high school. You can't talk to the coach in high school.
Hey, but they get this NIL money now, so they like they big man on campus. They got bread and all this stuff. They losing all their bearings. I love the NIL, but like, come on, man, stay humble.
I mean, for me, real quick, and then we'll get off Lyle. I think the crazy part about what's going on with Lyle, so this is just from the outside looking in. To me, it looks like JoJo is fighting through what he's dealing with, right? CJ isn't playing, but the JoJo attitude looked completely different to me this game versus last game. So to me, it looked like he fighting through it, bruh. He trying to be there for the team, X, Y, Z. With Lyle, the thing I find funny is, and we gonna just do a rewind. People forget, bro. In the spring, Jordan Lyle was about to transfer. And he threatened Miami, like he wanted way more NIL money. He was flirting with Bama and somebody else. He like, hey, I'm finna clear it. So Miami, trying to play it safe, is like, yeah, we need another running back, but we only want a 5th-year guy. So they was only looking at 5th-year guys, right? Somebody with 1 year left. And then right when that window closed to where he could enter, Marty was already in there still. They snatched Marty. So I'm like, dang, I thought we only wanted a 1-year player. I think they saw up front, like, okay, we get how good and how talented you are. But if you willing to try to quote unquote put us in this position, we're gonna protect ourselves. And they went out and got somebody like Marty Brown that has 3 years of eligibility left. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that was kind of a crazy move by Lyle. Like you try to get more money, you don't want them to bring in true comp with you. And then you do this shit where you get hurt, Notre Dame, you can go back in. You choose to not go back in. They find out, and now you in the doghouse. Bro, that's on you, bro. You can't be mad at nobody but yourself. You was in the driver's seat to be RB1. And this motherfucker RB4 now, if we being honest.
RB1 at one of the most prestigious universities that produce running backs. Like you go to the league, bro, just from the U, and now they look at it from the league perspective. Even now, why you are still in college, everybody look at that like, hey, he got an attitude problem. Like that could or could not be the case, but when optics, all eyes on you, and they looking at the reports and stuff like that, like, bro, it's gonna be hard on you. You got to really show out at this point.
So, based upon what y'all saw overall with the game, right? What was the biggest surprise for y'all?
The biggest surprise to me was Carson Beck. that was the biggest surprise to me, Carson Beck.
What was it?
He ran the offense and how many balls he completed, making his reads, making the right reads, being patient behind his O line. That was the biggest for me in that game. I just love to see Carson Beck playing like a true quarterback that he should have been doing the whole season. Whole season should have been doing that.
I can, chime in on that a little bit, where I saw where when the pocket broke down, he didn't just stay there the whole time. He tried to get up out of there, whether he was successful with it or not. And that's one thing that we talked about before, that I actually like, that that time ticking is coming to his brain now. It's like, okay, I ain't get this ball out yet, so let me find a way to produce, or at least not get sacked or lose a lot of yards. So I like that about Carson Beck last game as well, besides him not throwing picks too.
Yeah, how he was moving out of the pocket instead of standing there against sack. Just standing there against sack. I like how he was, when the pocket started to close in, he started getting his footwork working in and moving out of the pocket. That's what I like. I like seeing that too as well.
But yeah,
I think my biggest surprise was Shannon Dawson. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, this is what I don't think he realized, bro. The Wildcat with Malachi, it's not like, it's so much you can do off of that. And I think he realized it. And that's part of the reason why, like, bro, you got to understand, as a defensive coordinator, bro, they knew something was coming when we got, that look, right? So they was prepared for a pass. The thing is, normally when it's Wildcat, you're preparing to guard one route. That is it. And if there is another route, it's maybe the throwback to the quarterback. That's it. If you cover 1 and 2, you like, hey, we got this clamped. All the while, bro, you got a whole nother route. You got a whole nother route. So when we get into that, there's so much. It could be the direct snap. It's just a lot that goes on with that, man. So keep showing the looks. The last 2 weeks, we've shown more than we've shown in a while, right? And it puts a defense in a position of where, yeah, if he go to Wildcat, it could be direct snap. He could throw it back to Beck. It could, because see, the thing about it is, people don't realize this, bro. When you do a trick play, if you're not the person that initially got the snap, you cannot throw the ball away. I don't know if people realize that. So if you're not the initial man with the snap, you can't throw it away. So if we say Hut, and then I give it around on a jet sweep and he come running to throw it. If you throw that ball away, it's going to be intentional grounding. So you can't. But if you give it to him in Wildcat, it really ain't Wildcat. He the quarterback.
Yeah.
So he can you can play off that and really do whatever you want to do. So, Dawson was the biggest surprise to me. The different plays, and it was the run game. Forget the plays, bro. Like, I'm watching this, like, I was waiting on him to call 5 inside zones for Pringle, and I think I might have saw him call it for Pringle maybe twice, maybe 3. Like, it just looked different. So seeing that, and I don't think we had any pre-snap penalties on the O-line. I could be wrong, but the O-line was really clean. They was firing off. And then my last one is the defense. The defense, bro, that Hollywood Smothers kid had 800 plus yards before the game.
But I told you,
played a week before, though. That was the thing. He missed a week. So he was averaging 100 yards a game, bro. He had -2 yards.
Scott had better production than he did, though.
Bruh. Come on, bro.
But one surprise for me is that we talked about it before, and y'all can see the numbers too, how NC State played when they play other teams, they scored all these points. Like, when I did my point prediction last week, I said it was going to be 45-17. I'm not going to lie, I was being a little nice with the 17, but honestly, the reason why I said 17, whatever, 45-17, because I think Miami knew that we had to, like, blow them boys out. And our defense, we have a defense that can hold their offense down, whatever, and keep them stopped. But I was surprised that they didn't score on our defense at all. Like, let's be honest, they didn't score on us. They scored on the reserves and backups late in the game. Honestly, they didn't score on us.
We handed them that touchdown. No, we handed.
Yeah, so that was my big surprise that they couldn't score at all on our team ones.
Bro, I think that one thing that was clear to me, them boys was shook. Like, they was real deal. And everybody, like, the wide receivers was dropping balls. Like, I'm like, dang, boy, them boys shook. And I ain't gonna lie. After that pick 6, I knew the game, and I get it. It was only 14-0. But the pick 6 and then coming back and throwing that second pick, I'm like, this game is over, bro. First of all, same person, and it was how it happened. Heatherman in his bag calls the corner blitz. We come on the blitz, and he knows, hey, it's hot. And see, this is why I like the blitzing, but don't make it so predictable. Don't just keep calling that safety blitz. He called the crack blitz. He comes, and he knows, hey, it's hot over there. And he doesn't see that Jacoby is acting like he's playing thirds. He think he got that route, and as soon as he was getting ready to release it, he's already breaking on the ball. And the come here, smack him in the end zone, and then pick him off on his next drive. I'm like, they quitting, bro. They about to quit.
Oh, yeah.
You're not surviving that. The crowd.
Bro, when you take the leader out, come on, man. You threw Bailey confidence out the window. Like, you told him come here and run him over. He got to go back out there, throw another pick. Oh, yeah, he was done. And then, like I say, he couldn't do, like you said earlier, we didn't get but 1 sack that game. But it seemed like we had more just from the pressure that our defense line was getting on them guys. Like, they couldn't do anything with us, man. So, shout out to the defense, doing what they usually do, doing what they're supposed to do, and killing their confidence.
So the last thing that I want to talk about, and in particular, shouting out the O-line, but just the run game. No lie, bro, we was getting like 5, 6 every time we was handing the ball off, right? And it was clear. And this is how I knew Dawson wasn't BSing. Bro, the first time we ran that, we know we're running play. It was 3rd and 1, and he put Marty Brown in. We needed the 1 yard, and he ran it up the gut, and we got the first. And after that, there was no more like predictable runs. Like he didn't do like he impressed me, man. I'm not gonna lie, he really impressed me. And Beck, defense, Dawson. We have to win these last 2 in the same fashion if we want to get in. Alabama fucked up the church's money when they did not beat OU. And Pitt, don't even get me started. Like, no lie, I want to blow Pitt the fuck out so bad. The motherfuckers had game day and everything, and Notre Dame dog walked them. I'm like, bro, no chance. Like, I'm like, okay, maybe Narduzzi was at the end, right? I was like, maybe you reverse psychology. No.
I told you. That man dumb.
And them boys was not playing with Pitt, and they came out there and spanked them boys.
Hey, Marcus Freeman was like, "Oh, he want us to put up 100. We'll get close." Because Narduzzi an idiot, bro. It starts with the coach, bro. Ain't nowhere in Miami history that I want to hear or ever heard our coach to say, "Oh, we can lose 100 to whatever. Hey, we just worry about the ACC." Man, come on, bro, get up out of here. Because now, guess what? If I'm in the ACC and I play you next, I'm going to look at that ND game tape and seeing what they did to kill y'all. And I'm gonna do a similar game plan. If it's working in the beginning, we're gonna continue it. Yeah, we need to destroy Pitt. Like, because if we destroy them, ain't no question that we should be in the college playoffs.
So, bruh, did y'all see that run Jeremiah Love did on them?
Which one? Talking about
Yes.
the first one, he did the spin move, he bop, and then spin and took it to the house.
Took it to the house, man. Took it straight to the house, man. I'm like, man.
Hey, he the first running back coming off the board.
Is that the same guy we played week? Listen,
No, he
that ain't the same guy, man.
He couldn't do it. That's why he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it on my defense. That's why.
We had him in Alcatraz week 1. Since then, bro, I kid you not. Bro. I think he had 40 yards when he played us. That man has 1,000. He has over 1,000 yards right now, bro.
Hey, it's the teams too, man. Like, we have one of the best D lines and complete defense in college football. That's my opinion. I feel like we when we come out there, we come to play on defense. Like, I can speak for the defense because you see how Bain and Mesidor themselves, two people themselves, cause a lot of problems. So that makes it easier for the linebackers and the DBs. So when we held Love to basically nothing, it was expected for us. But ever since then, he been showing that he the number 1 running back in the nation.
Bro, I'm finna read his game log real quick and then we'll move on.
Not from last game?
No. This is the whole season.
Oh, okay.
33 yards against Miami. 0 touchdowns. Then he plays A&M. 94 yards and a touch. He actually had 2 touchdowns. 157 against Purdue. 57 against Arkansas. 103 against Boise State. 86 and 2 touchdowns against NC State. 228 against USC. 136 against BC, 2 TDs. 94 and 2 TDs, and then 147. So since he played Miami, that boy done racked up 1,100 yards. He killing it right now. That is crazy, bro.
Killing it, man.
Oh my God, that is so crazy.
What their record is now?
They record?
Yeah, what their record?
They 8-2.
So he been averaging over 100 yards since he played us. Other than that, he was in a box. But like I said, it's expected though. Miami is, we pride ourselves on defense anyway. So, but they need to look at that too though for when they doing this college football playoff. I know it was the beginning of the season, but they need to take that into account. Like, hey, they had them that Jeremiah Love kid in the box. So, hey, committee need to take a look at that.
Bruh, to me, it's crazy that we played the motherfuckers head to head and we both got 2 losses and they got us like 6 spots behind. Like, we beat them. And the thing that's crazy about it is, and this ain't even no knock on them, because I actually do think they have a good football team. I'm just being real. Bro, they only beat the only ranked team that they beat the whole season before they played Pitt was USC. That's the only good football team that they actually beat. So it's like, bro, we beat them. They consider them good, right? We beat them. USF was a really good win at the time. We dominated Florida. Florida, the same team. Then they beat Texas. They just had Ole Miss in a dogfight. Florida State beat Alabama. We beat the brakes off their ass. I know the final score said what it said. It's just like, bro, we have quality wins and against some common opponents, and they got them ranked that far ahead of us. But y'all already know what that is. But we gonna see what happened when this CFP drop, because Lane Kiffin is probably leaving Ole Miss, and we could see a scenario. They already done brought it up where if he agrees that he's leaving, Ole Miss might not get into the CFP even if they win out, because the head coach, the same way, it's not the same thing, but it's similar to what they did to Florida State like 4 years ago when they didn't let them in the CFP because Jordan Travis was injured. So if Lane isn't coaching Ole Miss, even if they went out, they could be out of here, bro. Like, depending on who the interim coach is. And if at this point, it looks like it's a for sure thing that he's leaving, because Ole Miss has already started talking to other candidates.
Where Lane Kiffin going?
Huh?
Where he supposed to be going?
It's looking like Florida. Either Florida or LSU. But they say they lean in Florida.
You better go LSU. This our state. this we own this state. You better go to LSU. Stop playing with us. But yeah. So like you were saying, those quality wins, man. Like, they better look at that, man. Because we beat Notre Dame, which they rank way ahead of us. It also deal with how early they lost too. Like, we lost later than them, and they lost early.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And they ain't even in no conference for football. So it's like they get that ranking, they just gonna be in there. That's some BS though.
I just feel like we keep putting up these points, man. Keep scoring high games for the rest of the season. These high points, we'll make the playoffs, man. The committee will put us in there.
My thing is as long, like how you were saying about the quarterback and the coaches matter and stuff like that too. If Beck shows that he's an elite college football quarterback, is no question they'll bump us into the playoffs, as long as Beck proving that he's a great quarterback in college football right now. Like, because last game he played amazing game. If he continue playing like that, there should be no question, as long as we win out, that we should be in the college football playoffs. If Beck, because it starts with the leader.
I think one thing that's key too, the committee specifically called out the offense and said, hey, the reason why Miami is ranked 15th or wherever they put us is because the offense is inconsistent. They ain't say nothing about the defense, special. They said the offense is inconsistent. So I feel like if we're able to do what you guys said, keep putting these points up and in dominating fashion, we gonna be good, bro. Like, Virginia Tech just got their new coach of the future. which is James Franklin. That was announced today. That's official. Bro, we need to go ahead and mollywop these boys on the road. And if we do that, there's a slew of important games this week. Man, like when I tell you this week overall, I'm gonna pull it up off my phone. Bro, this week is crazy with the games. Like last week, obviously didn't go how we wanted it to go, but Oklahoma got Missouri, right? They saying Missouri quarterback's supposed to be back because he was out for like 2 games. Louisville play SMU this week, right? So that's key, obviously. Oregon plays USC this week. I'm kind of conflicted about that because if Oregon beat USC, they're gonna get in if they win out. And if USC beat Oregon and they win out, then they're probably gonna put USC in. So I don't really know how I feel about that one. I tell you a key one though, Kentucky and Vandy. Vandy is ahead of us, and if they win out, because they got Tennessee at the end of the year, and Tennessee is ranked right now, and they got Florida this week. So I need Kentucky to go ahead and do the Lord's work and get Vandy up out of there this Saturday, bro. Go ahead and do it to them boys.
All right, so
You think they
they
can
do
do
the
it?
rankings tomorrow, right? They do the
You say what?
they do the rankings tomorrow, right? They redo the rankings and stuff, right?
Yeah, the CFP come out tomorrow night at 8:00.
So where do you think they're gonna put Alabama ranking wise? Not like I know they're gonna be still gonna be in the playoffs, but I'm like ranking.
What rank was they when they ranked? What rank
They're
was they
number
before
4.
they lost? They was number
Yeah,
4
they
before
was
they
4.
lost. I think they're gonna go down like 8
So they
or
go to 8,
6.
and they're not losing to Eastern Illinois, but if they did, well, we already in there. But anyway, Missouri plays Oklahoma. Where do you think Oklahoma's gonna be ranked after they beat Alabama?
So to me, I see Bama going for 9 or 10. And I only say that because Oklahoma just beat them head to head. And
Right.
Oklahoma was 11th. There's no way that Oklahoma can be behind them now that they just beat them. But they can't put them too high, right? You get like you ain't gonna just jump.
Right.
So Bama might be at 9 or 10. So if Bama's at 10, OU's probably at 9 or 8, right? If they're at 9, OU is at 7, right? Maybe 6. You're not really gonna jump them, too much higher than that. But I think what's gonna be important though is, like, to me, the way OU won that game, they only had 200 yards of total offense.
Right. So
Bama
they're not gonna get jumped crazy though, because
they beat Bama at home though. Wasn't Bama at home?
It was.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, it
I
was.
think Bama was
they
home.
beat them on the
Bama was
road.
home, yeah.
And Saban Field, yeah, because it was at the college game day. It was like,
game.
dang.
Yeah, they gonna get them credit for that, man. They beat them boys on the road with defense. They only had 200 yards, but
Texas lost. That's good for us. Texas lost.
Yeah, Texas is out of there officially, so we can wrap that up. They done. They the only one that got eliminated this week, though. Nobody else really got eliminated from how we wanted it to go. Yeah.
Kansas State need to beat Utah.
Correct. Kansas State beating Utah, and honestly, man,
if Missouri gets beat OU, like I know it might. I don't know. Missouri can sneak in that win because that's an SEC game.
So that's gonna be a tough game. But the one I really got my eyes on before we circle back to the other one is BYU Cincinnati.
BYU and Cincinnati. Yes.
BYU Cincinnati.
Yep. We need Cincinnati
to win.
To go ahead and get BYU up out of there.
Yes, we need to get them on out of there. I don't want to see BYU up there.
I do not want to see Brigham Young University in the playoffs versus anybody. Please. Nobody want to see that, bro. To get the Mormons out of here.
I'm still mad at TCU for getting spanked. The heck,
Yeah.
You think you mad, man? I'm mad at South Carolina for losing that game too. Even
Oh
though they
my
not.
God. Don't even get me
oh
Don't
yeah,
started.
get me started
them
on
boys
that,
was
man.
up
I'm mad at
30
South
to
Carolina for
3.
losing that game, man.
30
Bruh.
to 3 at halftime. That's Texas A&M biggest win in school history on a comeback.
Bruh. Bruh, I think they said that was the largest SEC win in history on a
And by
comeback.
that, like that's
27.
just a definition of showing like the defenses gave up. Everybody gave up. They just let them
You
boys
couldn't
come back
score
and
one more
win.
time?
One more time, man.
Bruh.
A field goal.
28 unanswered is crazy, dog. Like,
Oh,
Bro,
oh my
man,
god.
look, I'm gonna tell you what that was, bro. That was Vegas. Hey, man, what the hell going on?
Hey man, we want our money, man. Go on and
Hey,
break this game for us real
hey,
quick. We got y'all
we
money
about to lose
money.
some bread over here. We need to, hey, tell South Carolina they better quit it.
Yeah, stop
That's what
playing
happened.
defense. We
Coach
need
started
we
calling
need we
calling
need to
dumb shit.
win.
So and A&M came back, did their thing, and guess what? Vegas didn't lose no money.
something that did impact that last drive, though. I think it was the last drive. Nick Harbor got injured.
Oh
So
yeah.
South Carolina, big wide receiver, the one that made all the plays. I think he had 100 plus
Mm-hmm.
receiving yards.
But like what,
But
6'4" and
yeah,
fast.
he's 6'5", bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was a track star, so he could have went to the Olympics potentially, but he chose football instead. He was running like a 10-4 or a 10-3 in high school. And
Dang.
yeah, he decided to do foot. He got bigger and stuff, but he was running like he might have been running like a 10.
He would have been like Bolt like 6'5", 6'6".
Bruh. He was, and he didn't have a professional track coach. He was just in high school,
Exactly.
bro.
Just
And
think if
he
he
was
would have got
running
that
almost a
training.
sub 10. Yeah, and he decided to do football. But I will say, man, that was gonna be the out that we really needed, bro. Because A&M losing, right?
To
A&M
sorry
losing to South Carolina was going to drop them 7 spots for sure. And
guarantee.
then they got Texas still, if I'm not mistaken, right? They got Texas at the end of
Oh
the
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So that was going to make it to be where that was going to be super big. Now, if they
The
lose to
Texas
Texas,
rivalry
it
games
don't
be
matter.
crazy.
If they lose to Texas, it ain't going to even matter, bro. They going to get in no matter what. So South Carolina really, Shane Beamer, I don't know what they was doing, dog. They went up 30-3, and I kid you not, I was like, wow, A&M folded. Bro, I'm checking the score. I see 30-10. I'm like, okay, shit go 30-17. I'm like, wait, hold on. Then I see 30-24. I'm like, bro, what? Nah, that was too crazy, bro. You
That
can't
was
tell me
Vegas,
them folks
man.
ain't hit that button, dog. Like, hey, man, we about to lose 6 billion.
Hey, they're about to go bankrupt out there.
Nah, but we gonna circle back to Kentucky and Vandy because I know Tenard was. I think he asked, "Can they do it?"
Yeah,
Do
I
what?
asked, can they do it? Can Kentucky can they win?
Hey,
I think so.
I mean, yeah, Kentucky and the SEC, man. There's no safe games really in the SEC, especially when it get late in the year. See what Vandy did last year.
You right. You right. You 100% right. You right.
So the same thing, like they get caught slipping. They on the brink of possibly making the playoffs. They need a little help as well, but they slip
Mm-hmm.
up late in the year. They done. They got one more loss and they guarantee out.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I need Missouri to. I need all of them ranked SEC teams that we can be like back and forth with to lose.
I think that so one, the spread ain't that they only got Vandy winning by 9.5. So they're expecting this game to be tight, and Kentucky is on the road. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I think Mark Stoops can pull it off, bro. I think he can pull it off, and honestly, In my personal opinion, I honestly don't think Vandy is a good football team. Like, I don't think they like that, bro. Like, they beat Missouri. Outside of them beating Missouri, bro, they don't have no good wins. That's it. They lost to Bama. They lost to Texas. Like, the two quote unquote good teams they played, they lost to them. So I don't think they like that. And I honestly hope that Kentucky go ahead and get them out the way. But even if Kentucky don't get them out the way, I don't think they're going to beat Tennessee on the road last week of the season, bro. I'm sorry. Tennessee got a Tennessee got a offense that can score. I don't think they're going to beat them boys.
So I'm looking at everything how it could possibly play out, and I'm liking our odds with these matchups this week. Like I'm seriously liking. Like I got a question though. Y'all just talked about it a second ago. You said USC versus Oregon, right? So if USC beats Oregon, y'all think they're gonna put USC above us?
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
Nah. You think so?
So this is the thing about that game, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's not even so. You got to look at where SC is right now. They're 17th, right? They just won this past week. They just beat Iowa. So let's say they go because they gonna skip Georgia Tech, right? They definitely finna jump Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech almost lost to Boston College. That was the other game where I was like, dang, they could have got them out of the way. They choked at the end, but so they're about to jump Georgia Tech. So USC is gonna be one team behind us. So if they beat Oregon this week, we playing Virginia Tech. They definitely going in front of us. Oregon number 9. So if they go ahead and beat them, USC is probably
head to head. We beat ND.
Yeah, but so like what I'm basically saying is once they lose, right? So let's say Oregon lose to SC.
Right.
SC is already about to be, so they 17 now, they're going to go to 15. So this is going to be 15 versus 9 or 8. Once SC beat them, Oregon is probably going to go to about 15 or 14. SC is probably going to move up to 11 or 10. And then from there, it's about what they got left on the schedule, though. So once they get to that 10 or 11 spot, if they win out, bro, it's going to look pretty good for them because people forget, bro, USC is in the Big Ten now. So that Big Ten propaganda that they got going on where they trying to get X amount of teams in, like with the SEC, this is all money now, bro. Like if they get 4 teams in, every team get extra millions of dollars from the in the conference if they get more teams in. So, but SC, they're at Oregon, bro. If they beat Oregon on the road, if they beat Oregon on the road, bro.
So we need Oregon to win.
If Oregon wins, bro, it's a catch-22. If they win, Oregon is going to be a lock for the playoffs.
So we need the best case scenario. They both USC beats Oregon and they both lose next week.
So I would say the best case scenario is Oregon beats SC and lose next week because they at Washington, which is not going to be an easy game. I would take that scenario over USC playing UCLA last week. Okay. So that Oregon versus Washington game going to be tough. That's going to be a tough game. So I would probably prefer it to happen that way because I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be pissed if USC get in over Miami and they was way back there in the ranked 23rd and then they just skipped all of them spots and they put them in the top 10 or top 12 because they beat Oregon, bro. So that's just my take on it. But it's looking pretty good, bro. Like Tanar said, just win, dog. Just win. That's it. If you
everything
win
take care of itself.
convincingly, though, you cannot have dog fights with these teams, bruh. The same way you just blew NC State out, I get you on the road. I need you to go beat Virginia. What's the spread? Let me see. What's the spread? I need you to cover the spread for sure. Let's see what they talking about. 17 and a half. So go beat them boys by 3 scores, and we should be good.
No, I don't want to beat him by 3. I want to beat him by 4. That's how much I want to beat him by 4. Ain't no way we supposed to be sticking close with them by no 3. I want us to go out there, just like I said, for the rest of the season. I want us to come out hot and finish hot.
Hey, I'm gonna give y'all this one right here. Next week, Syracuse plays Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming up playing with Syracuse if they want to. That they coach be having them boys hyped up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Syracuse coach be having them boys hyped up. So let ND slip up a little bit. They up out of there. We in.
Man, listen. Fran Brown is all talk. And that shit he tried to pull with Michael Irvin at the end of the game. It ain't gonna be like this, man. Get him out of here. Pack him up. And then slamming the clipboard, all the theatrics, bro.
Yeah.
That shit for TV. I'm telling you right now, Marcus Freeman is not gonna lose to a motherfucker named Fran Brown. So you can forget.
Hey.
Fran is his name? Hell no. Nah. I can't believe we lost to somebody named Fran.
Bro, they took us out of the playoffs.
They did. And then his whole ass had the nerve to shout out Dabo after that. Talk about, you're welcome, Dabo. Like, come on, bro. What y'all on? Right after they beat us, he shouted out Clemson after they won because he knew that when they beat us, that they put Clemson in the ACC championship game instead of us. He shouted them boys out on national TV, bro.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, bro, what is y'all even on? Like, what type of cahoot shit y'all got going on, bro?
That's why Miami hit them with the color purple shit. Until you do right. That's why your record is what it is. But yeah, that's just me with high hopes for some type of scenario that's gonna be in our favor no matter what. Even though we win out, we need something that's in our favor.
You're right. We need some people to lose. We need to come out the game, score a lot. We need something, bro.
That's why that Cincinnati, even though Cincinnati lost to Arizona, if Cincinnati beats BYU, they up out of there, like you said. They ain't no way they're gonna be in front of us if they lose to Cincinnati.
Nah, they number 12. So BYU would be done. And Tech play Pitt this week. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I want Pitt to go ahead and beat Tech. Because the way it's looking, we might be able
to get in the ACC, right?
So we might need this ACC championship game to get in. And I personally don't want to play in it.
Me neither.
But I would rather have the two options. So currently how it needs to go, Virginia still play Virginia Tech.
Right.
So let's say Virginia went out, right? Because I definitely thought Duke was going to beat Virginia this week. But if Virginia wins out, they're in. Louisville, if they beat SMU goes on the road to Cal the following week. So that's how we would get in. SMU would need to lose out, and Pitt would need to beat Georgia Tech. And as long as we beat Pitt, then we would get in. If it worked like that.
Pitt play Georgia Tech? Who Pitt play?
Pitt play Georgia Tech this week, bruh.
Yeah.
And you think what you just seen from Pitt?
That's one game.
All right, check this out. NC State put up 48 on Georgia Tech, dog. Exactly. College football. The same NC State team we held to 7. Them boys put up 48 on Tech without they starting running back. Georgia Tech defense suspect. I do know that.
But you got to take into account that anything can happen on any given Saturday, man.
You right? Because when that money get involved, when that money get
But
involved,
hey,
anything
but look,
can happen.
don't try to don't downplay Pitt. Like I know they got spanked by A&D, but don't downplay Pitt. Like they ain't had
Man,
no
that's it. I ain't gonna lie,
here.
that's it. We finna argue about that because that's exactly why I'm down playing Pitt. Cause they lost to Notre Dame.
And that's the thing. They lost to Notre Dame. Notre Dame ain't the same team from the beginning of the year. I mean, they're a really good football team. Notre Dame spanked them boys. I watched that game. But at the same
So
time, we talk
check.
about Georgia Tech folding in the last few games. They almost lost to Boston College.
I was going to say
You
Boston
right,
College
you
is
right,
one
you
and
right, you
nine.
right about that. You right about that. Yeah, you
I,
right.
I do think that they winning that game. Like, man, we finna beat these boys, and that's what be like.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
they
the
one and nine,
attitude.
bro. They can't win if they try, and then boys is in a damn
When you
dog
wave a
fight.
team off and they
Hey,
in the
trust me,
back like,
we
all
done.
right.
I see some upsets now. I would love to see another upset. You know, I'm the upset. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see the upsets, man.
Hey man, this weekend coming up probably finna be upset weekend. You know, you got them weekends where a bunch of
Feel it.
teams lose and they weren't expected to lose by the media. I feel like this week might be upset weekend. Kansas State versus Utah. Kansas State, I got them. I got Kansas State over Utah.
Yeah, I
Arkansas,
ain't gonna lie. That game, I got that game circled. The spread is basically 17. And honestly, bro, Utah, first of all, I don't be understanding about some of this stuff. Like, how is Utah ranked 13th anyway, bro? Like, I'm looking at their schedule.
who did they beat? They didn't beat anybody.
Bruh,
I
I
don't
kid
play
you not.
nobody for real.
Bruh, I'm finna tell
They
you,
Bro,
didn't
bro.
beat anybody.
Bro.
I don't play
Okay,
nobody, man.
so no,
They got
yeah,
spanked
nah.
by Texas Tech. They didn't play nobody, bro.
I
Yeah,
don't play
bro. These
nobody.
dudes ain't played nobody, dog. Like, how are they number 30? And that's what I be saying about some of this stuff.
So
Like,
what we is? Ain't we never what we moved to?
We
Or we
15
named
right
it.
now,
we
but
15.
we're probably gonna be 12 or
Oh,
13.
they beat Cincinnati.
There ain't nobody, bro.
Yeah, they ain't
They
nobody,
beat
man.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati ain't nobody.
That's not a notable. Like I know Cincinnati was ranked, but that's not a notable win, bro.
They
Like
beat Arizona State.
And that I really don't
Arizona
understand the
State,
ranking though, man.
Arizona
Cause like I
State
feel
ain't
like,
even ranked.
yeah, I feel like we should be above. I mean, we should be up there still, bro.
They
We
got
really
spanked by
playing
they
teams
got
for real.
34-10 by Texas Tech. They lost to Brigham Young by 3, but like bro, they didn't play nobody, bro. UCF ain't even UCF no more since that dude left and went to the Cornhuskers like years back. UCF been trash. Like they ain't played nobody, bro. They got beat. That's UCF from that was last year. I looked at that was a game from last year.
Bro, I'll say this before we get off, bro. They ain't doing nothing but propping these guys up over other teams, bro. BYU and Utah, and I'm gonna even go Vandy, bro. Those three teams should not be in front of Miami. Miami beat a current top 10 team. Do any of those teams have a current top 10 win?
They don't
I
have
don't.
not one top 10 win.
It's really
So
that simple.
we're
You think
good.
that good?
We're
Man, we
good.
good, man. I see us in the playoffs, dog.
Hey,
I
we
see us in
good
the
with that.
playoffs,
Cause I'm
man.
looking at some of these dudes, these teams, the committee gonna like Utah. They gonna look at their schedule,
You know
see
what
how
I'm saying?
powerful it
Utah,
was. They didn't
we
play
got Miami
nobody.
in there better. Miami got a defense this year. Miami got an offense. Let's put them in there, man. Last year, Miami ain't had no defense. That's one reason they didn't put us in the playoffs.
Nah, we ain't get put in playoffs
And
when we
we had
lost.
lost. We lost 2 out of 3
Yeah, we
games.
lost them games too, but then at the end of the day, we did not have a defense. Committee looked at that too. It's like committee looking at us with the offense this year.
Look, I can't say we ain't got no offense. This is that our offensive people like Beck, they need to play to the level that they need to that they're expected to. Beck is supposed to be a top quarterback in the nation. You know, I be talking junk and hating on him, whatever. But I'm like he's supposed to be a top quarterback in the nation. He was up in the Heisman conversation in the beginning of the season until he threw them 4 picks. So what I'm saying is if Beck plays as expected, like what we know he should be playing like, there's no question about our offense. It's always with him. Like if you look at any game we lost, well, most the important games, the 4 interceptions, and even when he threw the pick at the end of the what game that was Syracuse game, SMU, not Syracuse, but SMU game, whatever. And those were like little mistakes, whatever. Like because he had a good game until he threw that pick, I believe. But at the same time, it's always start with him. Starts and end with him. If he have a great game, we're good. The defense is gonna hold up like they supposed to, but we just need Beck because we got so many weapons. It's not that Beck don't have any weapons. He has a plethora of weapons. We just need to use.
I mean, if like this last game, if everybody capitalized, even to the coaches, even to the coaches, everybody capitalized that for the rest of the season, and if we make the playoffs, we play like that in the playoffs, we'll be good, man. The play calling was on point. Everything was on point. That the offense, everybody on offense, they looked comfortable with each other. Everybody looked comfortable with each other. So guess what they did? We played comfortable, came out hot. Got them on 41-0.
Hey,
They look like
man,
they was having fun. That will say that.
Yes,
Like
yes, comfortable,
playing more
comfortable.
loose, bro. They weren't worried about making the mistakes and stuff like that. And I think
Uh-huh.
that's where we can kind of cap it at, man. I think that at the end of the day, we all know that Miami has to win. If Pitt beats Georgia Tech this week, there is a path. If Pitt do not beat Georgia Tech this week, then we looking at large most likely. That's kind of how I see that kind of shaking and going. So hopefully Pitt can do what they need to do because it'll also help when we play Pitt because Pitt finna be unranked right now, right? And Georgia Tech is about to move up to 15. Or they may stay at 16. Either way, if Pitt beat number 16 and they was just 22, that means they're going to be ranked in the top 25 again when we play them. So it would bode well for us to be able to beat a top 25 team in the season on that note, smack them boys by 3 or 4 touchdowns, and the committee be like, okay, the last 3 weeks, we seen Miami put in work. Really, the last 4 weeks, they smacked everybody. They just beat a top 25 team. Boom. Let's put them in.
Like the points, if we go out and blow them out, how we put up the high points like that, like that'll get us in there too, man. Them points.
For sure. Y'all got any parting words before we get up out of here, man?
I gotta say, even though we talking about all these scenarios that have to happen to play out for us to get in the playoffs, and Utah being in front of us shouldn't be a question. But what what I want to say is we still got to take care of business ourselves. Like, don't take nothing lightly. That you can't go in these games expecting that it's an automatic dub because you know how it is when you underestimate a team, they feel like they egos been hit and then they come out playing harder than they ever played. You know how they be. So yeah, just win out and handle business. Let everything run its own course.
Yeah, that's true. I agree exactly what you just said. I ain't got nothing to say. I agree exactly. I agree everything you just said.
All right, man. Until next time, we signing out on the Games Get Played Network.